Hello and welcome back to the 25th episode of the Rule of Two here on the C Cinema Reviews channel. And if you didn't know, this is a Star Wars show. So what we usually do is we take a couple, 2 or 3 topics from the world of Star Wars every week, and we just kind of talk about them. And we, meaning me and Misa Sista.
Heyo.
Yeah, so we're both kind of big Star Wars fans, and thank you for clicking on and watching and listening to this episode of The Rule of Two. Today we're going to talk about Dominic Monaghan?
Dominic.
Yeah, Dominic in episode 9. He was cast. And then we have a new solo book, but it's not a novel. This is a book... it's not a novel. It's more like the...
pamphlet?
No, it's like the book that you got me. It's more along the lines of like the creation of the character. And the legacy of the character. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. But before we get to that, let's talk about Dominic Monaghan in episode 9. Let me get a picture here for my Misa Sista to see. This guy, he also worked with J.J. Abrams before, just like
in what?
Kerry Russell. He was in Lost.
Oh, okay.
And he was also one of the dwarves in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I forget his character's name, but it doesn't matter.
Neither of those things have I put my eyes upon,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm sure, I mean, those are pretty popular things. I'm sure he did a good job in them.
Oh, yeah.
Unless he was the crutch of the...
Clearly, if you want to be in Star Wars, just be buds with JJ.
Yeah.
I mean, just work with him on anything. you can be a Star Wars. I tend to think, I'm seeing this picture that's on Star Wars Newsnet, and if you ever want to learn, or not learn, but get updated on anything, go ahead and check out Star Wars Newsnet. They always have everything going on within the Star Wars universe, so yeah, shout outs to them. This picture that they have, I believe, is from Lost, and to me, he looks like an a First Order. He looks like one of their maybe not an officer like Hux, but maybe like the dude who told Kylo Ren that there was a girl and the Finn got away, or the droid got away.
Sure, yeah.
Reminds me kind of. I see him in that kind of a role. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, looks can be deceiving.
Mm-hmm.
I think he could play either or.
Yeah.
In this picture we have here, he's very like scruffy looking.
Right.
They could easily whip that into shape.
Oh, yeah.
Or bring it even more down, the resistance, they're struggling.
The resistance.
I'm sure he's fine in whatever role
well, I mean,
you're going to put him in. But what I do want to say is, like, if you're a friend of JJ, that's nice, but on all the main roles, he didn't go with people he knew.
Yeah.
Which I think is so telling. Like, if you're his friend and you want to be in a Star Wars movie, just know you're probably not going to be, like...
Well, that's kind of like a given thing.
Right. But
you
if
never know.
I was his
Carrie
friend and I
Russell
wanted...
could.
Yeah, that's true. She's, like, the only one so far.
Yeah.
But if I was his friend, I'd be like, no, man, I'll just, like, try out for, like, something else,
Yeah, of course. It's like, hey, dude, can I get, like, cut up by a lightsaber?
Yeah.
I'm cool
But
with
I
that.
think it's good for him as a director to bring in people that he knows, because obviously Star Wars is huge, and when you do it wrong, people crucify you on the internet.
Yeah.
So I think if he's comfortable with these people, like Kerry Russell and this guy, and I mean he's
Dominic.
had several other people in Force Awakens that he knew previously, and so I think anything to give him that edge, that confidence, that comfortability.
Oh yeah,
I guess.
I think JJ's gonna. I think he's like. They've already started shooting, which is great. There are some leaked set photos. I did not go into that because there could possibly be spoilers within a picture, and me no likey. Misa, that's bad. I don't even know what I don't even know what Jar Jar would say. Anyway, I don't want to stay. I don't want to look at that kind of thing. But this guy, yeah, him, Kerry Russell, people from J.J. Abrams' past projects. I think that's great. I think they'll know what he's like, obviously, and I don't know. I just see him as an Imperial. See him as an Imperial underling.
Is he British?
Probably.
Monaghan?
I mean, everybody in Hollywood now is.
Not quite.
I don't think Kerry Russell is.
No, she's not.
Oh well. Yeah. I think it's good.
He's not that big of a name. I don't know what else he's been in, but I mean, it's kind of a thread in Star Wars that they don't really get like, Brad Pitt to play roles. They get established actors, but not actors that are like
Sam Jackson. He's the only one.
Right, that's true. Never mind. But like they do have. Right. I mean,
Star Wars makes the stars. The stars don't make Star Wars.
Sure, except for maybe like Alec Guinness and Sam Jackson, like.
But like when you go back and think, like I wasn't around back then, but when you think about it. I don't think at that point Alec Guinness was like on the Brad Pitt level.
Sure, maybe not.
I know Sam Jackson, definitely is.
I feel like he just like always was.
Since the 90s.
Yeah.
It's been 25 years of Sam Jackson A-lister.
But I do like them finding new people.
Yeah.
But also gathering these people who are very like they're established. Maybe they're not superstars. But they know what they're doing and they'll give a good performance,
Yeah.
And then just like pepper in the old favorites with Carrie Fisher and Billy Dee and Mark Hamill.
Of course.
Harrison Ford. I could go on and on. But you get the point.
I get it.
So.
I think it'll be fun. I don't think he's going to have a big role. I think Kerry Russell is going to have the biggest role of any of the new cast members. Unless maybe Lando. I think Lando and her might be kind of like... I have them both having kind of larger roles.
Okay.
Larger than someone like Dominic would have. Because they announced them a long time ago.
Sure. Is there a chance that either Kerry Russell or him are like a droid?
I don't think so. I think they got enough droids.
I would like to see them like introduce more non-human characters.
Okay.
Into like a Twi'lek or I just like the diversity that brings. It just like sort of widens the Star Wars universe into like there's so many different kinds of people.
But I think they have like so much to do.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I hope they do. We're probably gonna see Maz Kanata back.
What's his name?
Nien Nub. That would be great. I would love to see him and Lando back in the Falcon.
And we always have Chewie.
Yeah.
But I like seeing.
Right. Because it's a huge galaxy. Why wouldn't the Resistance? The Resistance is the kind of people, or they are the militia that would have the non-humans in their ranks, and they always have. Like even back when it was called the Rebellion, they've always had that. If you want more on that, hey you guys, here's a good plug for Star Wars Battlefront, not the video game. They have 2 books. The first Battlefront is called Twilight Company. Great. Couple of the main characters are non-humans. One's a basilisk, 4-arm big dude, really fun. And then the new Battlefront has a really awesome alien. I'm forgetting his name, but he's like a smaller in stature alien. Yeah, great. Check out those for some cool
mechanic?
aliens. Yeah, for the cool like aliens part of the Resistance kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't see either of them as droids. Like I said, I see him as a Imperial underling, and I don't know. I hope there's like, I don't want to speak it into I don't want to speak it out loud. What I want Kerry Russell to be at this point, because I'm like, all the kind of speculation that we've had, that I personally have had since episode 7's trailers, Most of it has been wrong. So I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to say anything and then end up being wrong. I'd rather not say it and end up being right. so,
Isn't that the fun of speculation?
Yeah. I hope she has a lightsaber. Carrie Russell.
Jacket speculation.
Jacket speculation. Carrie Russell, get that lightsaber. Dominic Monaghan, welcome to the Star Wars family, I guess.
Yeah.
He was in another great trilogy.
We'll try to treat you right.
Hopefully.
Just don't mess up our
get off of Instagram. No, at this. Anyway, let's move on to our second topic today, and it is a solo book. Solo book, and it's more along the lines of, like, they call it what do they call it? Star Wars Icons, Han Solo. That's the title of it, and it covers the character's epic journey from his genesis and George Lucas's first Star Wars drafts to his iconic portrayal by Harrison Ford in the original trilogy and The Force Awakens, to his rebirth in Solo, A Star Wars Story. The book takes an in-depth look at Solo's role in the Star Wars expanded universe. That's not the non-canon. I'm pretty sure that's all the canon stuff. Novels, comics, video games, and other stuff demonstrate the indelible impression the character has made on pop culture. What do you think about that? That seems like a great idea, because we really haven't had anything like that. Most of it has been locations in the galaxy, the making of, you know, the movies, the art of the movies, things like that. This one is gonna come out on November 13th, and it's $50. This thing better have a lot of stuff in it, you know what I'm saying? I want the original scripts. You know, for $50. I want everything.
The original scripts.
I want George Lucas's parchment that he used. His typewriter parchment.
I don't understand why they would put in the expanded universe stuff.
I'm pretty sure that's all the canon novels, comic books, video games, like all of his stuff and like the art from those.
You don't think it's...
And no way they're doing expanded, because there's so much stuff.
Okay, I misunderstood, because I thought that they meant like the whole thing, non-canon,
right? Which
would definitely fill a book.
Many more books.
But no, that makes much more sense.
So they're gonna have like the Last Shot. They're gonna have things like that. The Most Wanted, the one with him and Kira, and then his comic books, the Star Wars comic books and things like that. They're gonna have a lot of that. And then he was in a video game. He was in the second Battlefront. Part of that story, pretty fun. I enjoyed it. He had a beard. Beards are the new thing, you know.
He had a beard?
He had a beard in the video game. You remember this? You watched the whole like movie of Battlefront 2. He had a beard.
He had a beard in Battlefront 2?
He had a beard.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he had a full-grown beard.
I watched it, but it's been a while.
Oh my goodness.
I was really focused on Iden. He had a beard?
There was a mission where Iden wasn't even there. And it was just him, and he had a beard. Like, you played as him. Iden wasn't even in the mission, and you played as him.
I skipped all the playing parts, so...
No, it was like, it was a mission.
Oh, okay, well...
With story elements and everything, and you skipped it.
I don't know.
Or you just don't remember the beard. Anyway, he had a beard. So it'll be things like that where they show you like the art of the video game, like, you know, probably when they talk about some of the novels, like Last Shot, they'll get like Daniel Jose Older to do like a little thing about how he went about creating or coming up with the story and the characters and things like that. That looks fun. I'm telling you, this thing's got to be a thick book for $50. I know it's Star Wars, and they're just like, dude, these people will buy anything, you know. So I'm just saying, Star Wars right now. This book better have some thickness to it.
Why Han Solo? Why do you think him now?
He's dead.
Yeah.
And he's gone.
Okay.
And there's no way they're having a Solo part 2.
I think they definitely could.
Mm-mm.
I would love to see, excuse me, the wedding of Han Solo and Sana
On
Staros.
Son of Stars.
That whole scam.
That would be fun, yeah, but that, to me, like, that's way more comic book level. That's not movie level.
No, that would be so perfect. In
I know
my
that.
headcanon,
But yeah,
that
of
would be an
course. Yeah.
amazing.
But I don't know about that, because then again, it's much like the prequel thing. You're lifting the veil of all the fun backstory, and you're just kind of like showing it.
That's true.
And I'll just be honest. I'll be honest with you guys. There is something to be said about our imagination, okay? There's something to be said about your imagination. You can probably come up with the perfect wedding scam, everything like that in your mind for you. I could come up with the perfect one for me. And if they come up with it, it'll be the perfect one for whoever's writing it. And the director. So I actually like that that they keep on giving you this backstory but not like fleshing it out completely. They're giving you a short version of it, and they're not going to give you the rest of it because they understand that kids and people like us who really, really enjoy the Star Wars mythos, we like coming up with those stories on our own, you know?
Yeah, but it would be a great movie. They're never going to do it because
It would be like Wedding Crashers, though.
Solo was not received well, or
It wasn't. It didn't make
do
enough
well.
money. Didn't make enough
But
money.
it would be. I think it would be a great, because I don't know the circumstances behind why, like, the whole thing, but I know it was for some kind of scam.
Yeah.
And I would just, that would be so great. You're bringing in different genres into Star Wars. And
the rom-com into Star
no,
Wars.
no, the heist or the scam, the Ocean's 11 Star Wars
Yeah, that would
version.
be great, but is that not what Solo just was? It was a heist.
Was it?
Yes.
I don't remember.
It was a heist. Oh.
Well, it wasn't good, so
Oh.
I mean, I enjoyed it, but if I can't remember the main story,
Exactly, yeah.
it was not good. Like, I've seen Ocean's
There was a
11
heist
like 20 times.
There
but
was actually 2 heists
yeah,
in the thing.
see?
Well,
It was too much.
There was 2 heists in there. It's just that the story was more of like, hey, let's tell you kind of how he got a lot of the stuff.
Yeah, it was his sort of journey. It wasn't about that one
Which-
thing. If you make it about the one thing, it's so much easier.
Yeah, I do agree with that. But like, look, you guys out there, I'm a great Star Wars fan. I'm gonna admit that Solo is not my favorite, and I don't think that it is the best of the most recent films to come out since
I was
episode
about
7.
to say, no one's ever gonna
yeah.
get better than Empire Strikes Back. So.
Right, I don't think it's the best of the films that have come out since episode 7. And in my opinion, I do believe that has to do with them kind of telling you the story, telling you everything. That's the thing. They didn't just tell you how he got his name. They didn't just tell you how.
It out.
Yeah, they fleshed it out too much.
Oh.
They told you everything.
Yeah.
And that can be, you know, I'm not saying that, like, you can't do that. I am saying that within the Star Wars universe, the 2 times that we have gone back and looked at a character that was so beloved and saw how they became that character when we first met them, it hasn't been received the greatest.
Yeah, I can agree with that. But I still want what I want.
Yeah, but like that story in and of itself might, if you did that instead of Solo, that story that you're talking about, the marriage, the heist, everything, like, if you got that story from Solo, a Star Wars story, instead of, you know, instead of the story that we got in Solo, a Star Wars story, that might have been better, because you could have had something like where he got his gun, but you're still giving that mystery behind you know, you're still leaving a lot of that mystery as to how this character became, you know, Solo.
Right, and you could always do what they did in Rogue One and do like flashbacks with Jyn Erso.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted that story so bad, especially when they casted Tandy Newton. I was like, oh my goodness, Son of Staros.
Right.
But
turned out to be Beckett's waifu.
Which I love Val. Well, are they married?
This is...
Anyway, I really like the character Val, and I'm happy that I got her, but I wanted Tandy to be Staros.
Yeah, of course.
It's fine. I'm sure this book will be very...
This book will be very interesting. It'd be
full
fun.
of information.
You'll probably see, like, the original Ralph McQuarrie, like,
yeah, that's
art
what I
for
want.
it. Yeah.
Concept art.
Concept art has always been, like, one of the coolest things.
Yeah, because you get to see the character evolve into what he becomes.
Well, Luke Skywalker was, like, a boss in the concept art. I've seen some of it. He looks really awesome. Like,
what happened?
Characterization, like, he's buff.
Yeah.
You know, and he's got, like, a cool, like, Gambit-looking style of hair where it's... You know the old Gambit where he has, like, that mask almost?
Yeah, and the hair's flopping down.
He looks like that. Luke Skywalker looks like that in the concept. It looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, concept art is always cool because you do get to see the evolution, and then you get to see...
What they put on screen.
How they translated that.
Right, yeah.
Which I think is so cool. And if, like, even the stuff for, like, Rey with George Lucas's old character, Kira...
George.
The way that she was sort of inspired by that character, and then you can tell by the costuming and all this stuff. It's all... Concept art is really cool, so that'd be the, like... main thing I want to see.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure there's other tidbits they'll put in there that's like...
They're gonna have a bunch... For $50, they better have a bunch of stuff.
They will.
They better. Anyway, that's pretty much gonna do it for... Hold on, let me see this. Candid on-set photographs and stunning concept art. Hey, there we go. This deluxe volume also features exclusive new interviews with Harrison Ford, Alden Ehrenreich, Mark Hamill, Billy D, Peter Mayhew, Ron Howard, J.J. Abrams, Lawrence Kasdan, Jonathan Kasdan, and many more key creatives. That's pretty cool. That's what I'm really interested to see, the interviews with Harrison Ford, because you know that dude's gonna be funny in that.
Yeah,
interview.
I was reading that and I got the Harrison Ford and Alden Ehrenreich, and I was like, Mark Hamill, why are they interviewing him? But all of these characters, even Billy D, Peter Mayhew,
they're all from...
They all are connected to Han, and, you know.
I would love to hear Billy D and then Lawrence Kasdan, because obviously they both came onto the Star Wars universe with Empire Strikes Back, and in my opinion, that is where Han Solo is... That's my favorite version of Han Solo. Where he's like, you know, trying to go away and then falling in love and then I know and all that great stuff. So it'd be cool. I want to hear their thoughts on when they first came on.
Yeah.
And how they how Lawrence Kasdan approached writing him for the first time, and then Billy D on sharing that spotlight.
Sure. Some might even say taking away the spotlight. But not here. We won't say that here.
Not enough.
I mean, I always like to hear Harrison Ford talk, even
and
though
Mark
we're not
Hamill,
going to get to hear it. But he's, like, in interviews and stuff, he's not all that talkative. So
he's so funny, though.
Yeah, he is when he wants to be. I'm really interested in hearing or reading about Alden Ehrenreich and also Peter Mayhew. Because I think, like... He's a
very underrated,
Yeah, he's
you never
great.
really hear about him, like, having his thoughts.
Right, but he's always been, like...
He was always there?
Yeah, such a part of the fandom. Like, he went to all the... Celebrations and stuff, and, like, the new guy is great. What's his name?
Jonas Suetamos.
Yes, I won't try that.
I think. Sorry, Jonas, if we messed up.
He's great, and he's... Like, when they were doing the solo press tour, he was, like, a lot of fun to listen to. But Peter Mayhew, you know, you gotta love the OGs. And...
Billy D will probably, like, rip on Harrison Ford.
Sure.
Or something like that.
But Peter Mayhew, he's so nice, and I don't know if you heard that the man who played Boba Fett, the original Boba Fett, he retired from the celebrations and all that, and
he's like, I'm done. Stop asking for my autograph.
Right. Well, I think it had to do with his health. I think. I mean,
his mental health.
Great.
He just didn't want all these screaming fans.
But I feel like Peter Mayhew, he's not that mobile anymore. Mm-hmm. He's got those same kind of things. So I think the more that we can talk to these more the original actors, the better it is, and we get to have that insight from them. Mm-hmm. And Ron Howard's always cool. Ronnie. And Mark Hamill. I love Mark Hamill.
Mark, yes. That's pretty. I hope they get an interview with George
Lucas.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What are the Georges?
I don't know.
Even if there's another, if they get George something to direct episode 10 and it's the best movie ever, still when I say George, I'm always gonna mean George Lucas.
It's just that he's not a one name person, he is a two name person. You have to say George Lucas. You can't just say George, because I'm are we talking about Clooney now? What's going on?
No,
is this not a Star Wars show?
This is.
Yeah,
with the biggest George.
But George, it's like Billy D. Williams. You can't just say Billy D. or Billy Williams.
Say Billy D.
You can't just say Billy. You have to say Billy D. Williams.
Well, yeah.
Well, you might be able to say Billy D.
I could say Billy
D. He's a
D.
2-3 name kind of guy.
George.
I just feel this way about it.
That's what I hope they're keeping under wraps right there, because they didn't say his name, but I hope you'd make this book and obviously talk to George.
Sure.
I mean, Lucas. I'm sure he's had many. I'm sure he's had many interviews where he had to, talk about his characters. But still, this is a solo book. Anyway,
I don't think. No, yeah. He's
let's
coming in.
Let's wrap this up. Let's bring it to a close. Let's come out of hyperspace, and that was pretty fun. We talked about Dominic a little bit. We talked about the solo book. Yeah, it's Star Wars, Lucasfilm. Should be thick book. I should take a couple weeks to get through that thing. Dominic, hopefully, give you all the good vibes, all the good wishes, whatever. Be great in Star Wars Episode 9. Don't worry about the morons on the internet who think that you're not going to do a good job. We believe in you. Just do good. And
you're gonna be fine. Don't mess it up.
You messed this up. You're ruined for life.
Shout out to Kelly Marie Tran, who had a piece in, what was it, the New York Times or something?
Yeah.
She's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Loanna? What's her original name? Her.
I'm not sure. It's
starts with an L. Starts with an L.
Something like that.
Kelly?
Kelly. She's great.
Is she one of those three name?
Yeah, she is.
We gotta stay on target though. I gotta finish this. Anyway, that was her 25th
But she's
episode.
Great.
Come on, I'm trying to land this plane, Demi.
Well, I'm just saying.
This is the Starfighter. Stay on target.
I just want to shout around because people can be toxic, and she took it like a champ, and I'm sorry for those terrible people.
Yes.
And we'll be better to Dominic. Well, we'll be better to everybody.
Dummy.
All right, you can end it now.
Okay, thank you. I'm trying to blow this thing and get out of here. Good episode 4 reference. It's a good episode. It's an episode 4 reference.
What?
It's blow this thing and get out of here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Han Solo says it to Luke when he takes out, or doesn't take out, but messes up Vader at the Death Star run.
Oh.
Yeah, he's like, Alex, blow this thing and get out of here. Anyway, enough Star Wars reference. Let's end this thing. We thank you very much for watching and listening to this episode, the 25th episode of The Rule of Two. We have a playlist that should be on the screen soon, if not right now. So click on that to see all the other 23 episodes.
All right.
And subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it and want to see more in the future. May the Force be with you.
Always.